are now listening to the NFT Quarterback Podcast with your host, Riki Van Winkle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NFT Quarterback Podcast with your host, Riki Van Winkle. Today, I have the honor of being joined by Danny Singh, and we're going to talk about Week 8 of the NFL season. Starting off with the Broncos and the Jaguars. Russell Wilson got paid a lot of money, and this was the first week that I think I saw him actually earn a little bit of his paycheck. Did you catch any of that game, Danny?
Yeah, I caught the ending of it, and it looks like those high knees on the airplane paid off. You know, that extra workout he did on his way to London.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, I'm happy that he finally got a good win under his belt. He was looking a bit rusty, washed.
He was looking bad, and then he was looking worse, and then he looked like he deserved to be like the third string quarterback for the Panthers. And then out of nowhere, he gets on this plane and does workouts while everybody's trying to sleep, and he's waking them all up and stuff. And then he comes out and he started off weak in the London game, but he finished really strong from like second quarter to the fourth quarter. He had a great performance.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely necessary for them. They want to stay competitive in that division. I mean, the Chiefs at this point are kind of running away with it. I believe they had a bye this week.
Yeah.
So they got to rest up some of their players, but the Chiefs look really strong right now.
The Chiefs are definitely running away with it. And I'm saying that the Broncos won and they had one good outing, but it's hard to compete with the Chiefs. There's really little to no chance that the Broncos get back in it, even if they played good one time. I mean, what does that mean? The Chiefs play good every week, so try to compete with that.
And if anything, maybe a wild card, but I'm not too familiar with what the wild card scenario looks like over there in the AFC. But 3 and 5 is, I'm guessing, in the hunt, kind of.
In the hunt, but still, it's kind of like complete garbage because you're not even 500.
Yeah, I know. They're going to have to definitely get some wins under the belt if they want to turn that around.
Definitely.
Let's talk about this Thursday night game.
You talking about the
Tom Brady and the Buccaneers?
The Tom Brady Buccaneers getting romped by the Ravens?
Yeah, you know, they started the game out pretty well, and I believe they were up in the first half. They were 10-3 first quarter. At halftime, they were down 17-10, and then from there, at halftime it was 10-3. They were up, and then in the third quarter, second half, the Ravens just kind of turned it on, and Lamar is like, "Hey, I'm out here trying to fight for my contract, so gotta get some TDs on the board."
Yeah, for sure.
He ended up for two passing TDs, 43 yards of running, 238 yards in the air, no picks. I mean, that's a pretty decent night.
He had a good night. I mean, I'm looking at the scoring breakdown right now. The Baltimore went into the fourth quarter up 17-10, and then they scored 10 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Buccaneers. I don't think they had a chance in this game just because I don't feel like Tom Brady, although he had 325 yards and one touchdown, he was like 26 for 44. So that's a little bit above 50%, and I don't know. He's not playing that well this year. Didn't you say he got a divorce like last week? It got finalized or something like that?
Yeah, I think ESPN released it on Friday morning that Giselle filed for a divorce. So, I mean, it's unfortunate. You never want to see that happen to anyone, but I'm guessing his personal life's kind of getting in the way, and just sometimes you just got to let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's easier said than done, though, in those situations because He's been with that girl for I don't know how long, and she stuck by him through a lot of years of football, and he probably went into it expecting her to stick by him for one more year, and then now it's all falling apart, and now his team's falling apart at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like his whole life's kind of just crumbling apart from the outside.
Yeah, from the outside in. I mean, but that's bound to happen to pretty much everybody. I think if you live long enough, your world's going to come crumbling down around you, and it's not easy for anybody to have that kind of demanding job and be like, I'm gonna pull through this and just be cool about it. That's a tough position to be in for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's very, like you said, it's very demanding. It's a lot of time consuming and all that. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, poor guy. I mean, it would have been so. I mean, you can't say anything in hindsight because you can't change the past. But he should have just retired and stuck. I mean, he should just hung out with the girl. Bro, I mean, it's never been more obvious what he should have done. I don't know what changed his mind, but dude, just fucking take a Saturday for. I mean, you're like a billionaire or a millionaire. Just take a fucking year off and just chill with the girl and fucking enjoy that shit. And don't be out here trying to play football another year when you already have more Super Bowl titles than any other team in the entire NFL. Yeah. I mean, what are you doing? What are you trying to prove?
Who knows, man? This guy just really loves football, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, he better fucking love football. You gonna trade a supermodel for football? You better love football. Yo.
Speaking on things that suck, how about them Raiders?
Yeah.
You like that transition there?
Yo, the Raiders, they ain't even worth mentioning, man. They're like...
They fucking suck. I think we gave them a shout out last week because they're like, hey, they finally got a win. We don't know how many of these they're going to get. They finally put together against the Texans, and I just feel bad for them. They really went all in. They paid Devontae Adams. They paid Derek Carr. They paid Waller. And they just suck.
Yo, they're worse than the Broncos.
Yeah, right now they're worse than the Broncos. I mean, they lost to the Saints, and yesterday before the game, both teams went into the game 2-4, I believe. Well, no, they went in 2-4, and New Orleans went in 2-5.
Yeesh.
So they're both around the same, record-wise, and they just got smoked. They didn't put up a single point.
I'm looking at the stat sheet. This just looks all bad. Like 15-26 for 101 yards for a Carr, and then some other guy came in. I don't even know his name. Stidham.
Yeah, Stidham. I guess they put him in the last couple minutes in the fourth quarter because the game was over at that point.
But I mean, he's still
with the white flag.
He's still numbers wise kind of kept up with Carr. He went 8 for 13 for 72.
And then Devontae Adams only had one catch for 3 yards.
Oh, that's horrible.
Jacobs had 10 carries for 43 yards. I don't know. I mean, I always thought that I had high hopes for New Orleans coming into the season, and then they were a bit disappointing after Winston got hurt. And Winston didn't even play this game. It was Andy Dalton again. So, yeah, they just got smoked. I felt bad. I was like, wow, this is just disappointing.
Yeah, they got the brakes blown off. Andy Dalton, 22 of 30 for 229 yards and 2 TDs. That's fucking like Pro Bowl level shit right there.
That's good for a QB. And Andy Dalton's 35 years old. I'm looking at it right now from TCU.
TCU.
Don't let old man Dalton do that to you.
Nah, you can't let an old man do that to you, man. That's just embarrassing. You can't get shut out in the NFL, period. And then if you're getting shut out in week 8 to the Saints, who were 2-5 going into the game, y'all might as well just hang up the cleats and just call it a year right there.
Yeah. And speaking of shutting out, it looks like the Niners have shut out the Rams for 4 years in a row. 8-0, boy. Oh man, how about them Niners? How you feeling about that? I know you're a Niner fan.
You know I'm a Niner fan. And I looked at that score and it was like 14-10, and I was kind of like a little skeptical. And then, they play these games way too late for us German people.
Yeah.
I woke up and I saw the end score, and I saw Kirsten McCaffrey, the first player since 2005 to throw a touchdown pass, have a rushing touchdown, and have a passing touchdown in the same game. I mean,
all three of them. I'll tell you what. They're calling this boy Run CMC, and he's doing more than running. I'll tell you what.
Running is just like a compliment to his game. God damn. You think you give Shanahan a weapon like that, and you expect him to know what to do with it, but he really knows what to do with him.
Yeah, and to think that Debo didn't even play this game. I mean, he would open up the field even more. Because that's another threat that the defense would have to take into consideration. So, I mean, the Niners, they kind of did the same thing last year, right? Where they started off like 2-5 or something, and then they turned it around. They won like 6 or 7 straight at the end of the season before the playoffs. So they're 4-4 right now. They're getting hot. I want to say they're second in that division.
Yeah, they second.
7th out in the playoff picture. So they're getting in. Hell, right now the playoffs were tomorrow. They would be playing the Vikings.
I like the Vikings. I'm all about the Vikings.
Yeah, we'll pick up on that a little later. We'll keep going down this NFC West.
Yeah, because we got to talk about the Seahawks, because they kicking some serious ass right now.
To my boy Geno, ain't no backup Smith. I'll tell you what.
Hell yeah.
He can scramble. He can throw. It looks like he had over 200 yards throwing. He had 2 TDs, 0 picks, and let me see how many yards he had on the ground. I mean, this is the best I've ever seen Geno's play, honestly.
But he don't slow down. It don't matter what week it is. It don't matter who his opponent is. He just comes and tears it up. I mean, that's what I was telling you I think it was a couple weeks ago about the Seahawks. Once they get momentum, you just can't stop them. I mean, Geno Smith or Russell Wilson, or I don't really care who it is. It's hard to stop the Seahawks once they get rolling.
Yeah, and that defense stepped it up too. They had 5 sacks on Danny Jones this week. Danny Dimes. So they held him to 176 yards, 0 TDs, 0 picks. So that defense, yeah, man. I mean, and at home as well. So if they win their division, they'll get their first playoff game at home. And we all know they're a completely different team at home compared to the road. So yeah, they're going to be tough to beat at home in the playoffs.
They're just tough to beat, period. Especially, and they have that guy, who's their running back? Something the third, what's his name?
Walker, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Walker the third. How many yards did he have last game?
He had 18 carries for 51 yards, so
that was an off game.
Yeah, it was okay. He had one TD. He had a long run of 16 yards, so that's good. But it looks like it was primarily Geno who was controlling that, and their defense held Giants to 13 points. So that's a job well done right there.
Yeah, because the Giants, they had really been looking solid, like a solid team, but try to come out and play against Geno Smith. I mean, and that Seahawks defense, it's a different animal. Especially when they have confidence, when they've been winning, they're tough to beat, for sure.
Yeah, the Giants just came off a good victory against the Packers. They've been playing some good football, so that was a really good win of them. Now, going down to the last team in that division, the Cardinals, they put up a good fight against the Vikings, and it was close until the end. But the Vikings Vikings, who are now standing at 6-1, man, they are really looking like the team to beat in the NFC North right now.
For sure. Cousins, he is. I mean, we were laughing about it earlier in the year, but he is better than Jimmy Garoppolo right now.
I told you. Remember I told you that he also got really good weapons. Like Dalvin Cook, I believe he had another 111 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
Jefferson had 98 yards. Thielen had 67 yards. Jefferson had a long of 29. I'm telling you, if Kirk can get some time in that pocket, he's not afraid to throw that boy. He's gonna sling it. I'll tell you what.
That's for sure. I think the most impressive play he did was that first touchdown, where he just tucked it and ran it for 17 to the end zone.
That's a bit unorthodox by him, but I'm happy, man. If he saw that lane over there on the right side of the field, and he went down 17 yards to the house.
For sure. That's how you got to play. It's the NFL. And the Cardinals tried to make a comeback on him, but the Vikings, it was the Vikings offense, I feel, that just held them off. They kept coming down and scoring touchdowns. I mean, what you going to do if somebody's going to keep scoring touchdowns on you? You can't do nothing about it. You got to score touchdowns yourself.
They had 3 touchdowns on the ground, and then Cousins had another 2 touchdowns, going for another 2 touchdowns. They forced 1 fumble. I don't think they had any. Oh, they forced 2 interceptions as well. So the defense is another thing. They got to Murray 4 times. They sacked him twice at the very end of the game. They were gonna try to go for a Hail Mary around like the 50-yard line or something, and they sacked him twice to end the game. So that was really good. That was good to see that their defense could get some pressure, because in the past the Vikings have struggled with scrambling quarterbacks.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it was a good win. It was a good win, and I was happy to see that.
Yeah, I was pumped to see that. Not only because I hate the Cardinals, but mainly because I hate the Cardinals. I think but Hopkins, he's good. You gotta give the guy credit. He's good. You saw that snag?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Hopkins is good, man. He's definitely helping them out, man. He had 159 yards, bro. So
that touchdown was unbelievable. You think he's catching a tennis ball out there? He just picked that thing out the air.
He's definitely helped them out, and they're sitting at 3-5 now. So with Hopkins rested through the first 6 weeks or so, he'll definitely help them out. I don't know if they'll be able to make a playoff run, because their division is it's kind of for grabs, but it looks like it's still open actually, yeah, because Seattle's not too far ahead. I want to say, what are they, 5-3 now?
Yeah. Yeah.
5-3, and then Niners are 4-4, and Arizona's 3-5. So that division is actually still pretty open. And then what are the Rams sitting at?
It don't even matter what the Rams sitting at, because they ain't gonna win that division.
Well, I mean, the Rams took their two losses. They got their 2 losses out of the way, right? The Niners, they played them twice already. They're like, okay, those are 2 games we're going to lose anyways. Let's get those out of the way early.
Oh, man. No, you being real nice to the Rams over there.
I don't know what it is, man. They just cannot beat the Niners, man. They just cannot. It is just... I thought this week they were good, because I heard on Saturday, Debo is ruled out. Debo's out this week. I was like, okay, you know what? In LA, I think the Rams will get this one. They already lost 1 game to the Niners this year. No, I was wrong. I was dead wrong.
No, but any Niners fan know it don't matter how many times you win in the regular season, because if you're gonna lose the NFC Championship game, then all that shit is for nothing. I mean, I don't care about a regular season win. If I'm losing the NFC Championship game to the Rams, I don't care if I beat them 2 times in the regular season. That means nothing to me.
That's true. Speaking of NFC Championship game, the team that is looking the strongest right now, they put up another very convincing win this week against the Steelers. 35-13. Jalen Hurts out here with 4 passing TDs, 285 yards. My guy is cooking right now. What do you think about them Eagles?
That wasn't even a game that I watched. Like maybe in the first quarter, I felt like, okay, this could be something that could be something. But once it was about 2 minutes into the second quarter, it was over, and it just stayed over. I mean, the Eagles, they whooped him up, they chopped him up, they ate him for breakfast, and Jalen Hurts was wearing a headset about halfway through the fourth quarter, which pretty much sums up the game right there.
I'm happy for him. I've said on this podcast before, I'm a fan of his. I've been rooting for him all year, and I'm happy to see him doing good, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely doing good. And that's kind of an understatement almost at this point, because he's doing fantastic. He's just out there shaking and baking and whooping people up. I mean, it was so impressive to watch them play. Not just Jalen Hurts, but A.J. Brown and that offensive line and the defense was just, oh man, they were good. It was not even a game. It wasn't even close to a game. It was like varsity against Pop Warner out there, man. They just whooped him up. What's that? Nah. Pop Warner. I'm talking like the 6-year-olds who just put on the pads for the first time against varsity.
You know what's crazy is, at least I haven't heard much talk about this yet, but I'm guessing there'll be some talk after this week. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the front runner for the MVP right now.
I mean, you're talking a big game, because we haven't even talked about that dude from Buffalo. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Allen was the front runner at the beginning of the season, right? And he's playing well.
Yo. I mean, yeah, it depends. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's definitely in the conversation, but I can't count on Allen, especially after watching that game he put on last night against the Packers.
He put a whooping on him, I'll tell you what.
Yo, he wasn't even playing around. That was another thing. It was kind of like, it was really similar to that Eagles game. And I wish these two jokers would play each other in the regular season, because I feel like the Bills, I mean, credit, the Eagles have that 6-0 record or whatever, but the Bills are just, they strong, man. They real strong.
Yeah, I've said this for a while. I believe the Bills have the strongest team in the league. But, at this point, it's going to come down to who plays the best on that given day,
Mm-hmm.
They both got good O-line. They both got a good D-line. They both got a good secondary. They both got a good quarterback. They both got a good wide receiver number 1, Stephon Diggs over there in Buffalo, and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith in Philadelphia. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I wish we would be able to get a regular season game between the two, but I haven't looked at the schedule all the way through, but I'm guessing they're not going to play each other. They're going to have to wait for
the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl match. Yeah, that's the only time we would maybe get to see them play.
For sure.
One game we won't be able to get to see them play in a couple of weeks is the Bills and the Vikings. So, in 2 weeks, actually. I think it'd be a good test for the Vikings to see where they at against the league's best. But I think it'll also be a reality check for them. Like, hey, if we're going to want to compete for a Super Bowl, this is who we're going to play against. So,
for sure. I mean, it's one thing to whoop up on the Cardinals, but they didn't really whoop up on them. They kind of snuck out a win on the Cardinals, and the Cardinals, we've been saying it all year long, the Cardinals are just kind of, they're just kind of there so that other teams can get wins. And
I think they definitely picked it up since they got Hopkins back. They got a win last week. Hopkins got another 150 yards this week. But yeah, man, the Vikings are doing just good enough to get by. They're gonna have to play. They have to go to Buffalo for that Bills game, so I think that'll be an L for sure. But the only bright side is that it's not a primetime game. Because we know how Captain Kirk does with those primetime games.
When the lights are brightest, he likes to crumble.
He's looking for the shade. But hey, hold on. Why is everyone looking at me?
I didn't do nothing. Yeah, we know you didn't do nothing, bro. Don't be out here throwing to the other team. Yo, we were just on the Eagles. How about them Cowboys? What you got to say about them Cowboys?
Cowboys, I didn't see how they do this week.
You didn't see that score?
Unfair?
Look at that score, bro.
That's the Bears, boy.
You know the Bears. The Bears almost looked good last week against the Patriots. And then Patriots beat the Jets. That's another story. But, 49 points? What the hell? That's like 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, I didn't see that. That's good. That's going to put them
right behind the Eagles.
So right now, the NFC East, formerly known as the NFC Least, has 3 teams. Damn, they're 6-2. All right, you know what? Let's give some credit to them Cowboys. All right, well done. Well done, my brother. I mean, I think, remember we said that a couple weeks ago when they let Cooper Rush play against Philadelphia? And it was like, okay, they're waiting for Dak to get fully healed, and then the next 2 games against the Lions and the Bears, and they're like, okay, we'll bring him back for these easy games. Yeah, 250 yards, 21, 27, 2 TDs, 1 pick. He did have 34 yards of rushing. Pollard had 131 yards on the ground. 3 TDs by Pollard. Dak also had a rushing team. So you know what? They played well, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the 131 by Pollard, what they're saying is that they're saying Pollard, and I think we talked about this also here, Pollard is more of that elusive runner in space, and Dak is the dude they're going to send up the middle to get 1 or 2 yards. So, Mr. Jones is saying the team still runs through Zeke. So, I meant Zeke earlier, not Dak. So he's saying that Zeke was hurt, but it's not ideal for Zeke to be hurt because his backup Pollard is going to come through. He's going to come through big. You saw that with the 131 yards on 14 carries. I mean, give me a break. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I thought that Pollard was a better QB, running back for a while now. So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know why they gave him that extension. I told people this. I was like, when he demanded for a trade, they should have traded his ass. His value was high at the time. They could have got some draft picks in return. Now they paid his ass, and he definitely has not been playing up to that contract.
No. I mean, yeah. Pollard just outshines him like every week. And they're going to say, Zeke, he's going to run through the middle, but okay. The best thing Ezekiel Elliott does is give Pollard a water break. I mean, really, at this point, that's all he's doing.
He was watching the game from the sideline like, damn, they really are playing better without me.
He's thinking that. But he's like, I got my money.
Yeah.
He can sleep good and not like that, but, if he's really a competitor, then he's thinking, damn, I'm fucking done.
He's like, damn, that boy is fast. Was I ever that fast?
I used to be. You think he used to be that fast back when he was at Ohio State? Maybe when he was running sprints in high school, he used to be that fast. But I mean,
Man, they smacked the Bears. They had 200 yards on the ground, 250 in the air. That's like a goddamn college game.
yeah, 450. Yo, I mean, 49 points in the NFL. That's stupid. It's like Patrick Mahomes kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Who else we got, Danny? What's up? What else is going on in the NFL last week?
King Henry rushed for 200 yards. I know that.
He tied AP and O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson already passed him for the most career 200-yard rushing games.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. That's good for him because he was definitely struggling a little bit this year, and I'm happy to see that he turned it around this week. I mean, it was against the Texans, right? I think they said that's his favorite team to play against.
He has 4 career 200-yard rushing games against the Texans.
Yeah, they suck.
I mean, they're horrible.
Yeah.
You're right. There's nothing really you can say about that. The Titans were the number 1 seed, I believe it was last year, and they're like on a 5-game win streak right now.
I mean, that's good for them, bro. I think they made a change at the quarterback. I think they put what's his name, Willis. What's up right now?
Shit.
They benched Tannehill.
Tannehill? Yeah, they got M. Willis in there. He was, check this out. Check out the stat line. 6 for 10, 55 yards, and 1 interception. Yo, you can take that to the bank, bro.
I mean, they look like they need a quarterback. I'm surprised they didn't make a run for Jimmy G. I'm guessing they're going to do that next year. They're going to pick up Jimmy G next year.
It don't matter. They got no receivers. Like, you said it, I think, best. The Titans going to go as far as Derrick Henry carries them. And if Derrick Henry can go out there and have 32 carries for 219 yards every week, then the Titans are going to go pretty far. But the second he has an off game, you have M. Willis. I don't even know his first name, and I don't really care what his first name is. Malik. Malik. Oh, good for him. Congratulations. Yo, that ain't a game, bro. I mean, if I wasn't scared shitless of going and standing behind an offensive line in the NFL, I could probably put up those kind of numbers. 55 yards passing?
I mean, it's harder than it looks, right? So
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna go as far as Henry carries them, and I mean they're 5-2 at the moment, right? So that's pretty decent.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And the Texans, I mean, that's a divisional game, I believe, and those games are always tough anyways. That's why they won 17-10. But
yeah,
we got to see how they play. We got to see how Henry keeps rolling with his mechanic foot, metallic foot, whatever. And
I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to put up 200 yards against the Bills. I'll tell you what.
Wouldn't you say that Bills-Titans game was? Is that next week?
I don't know. I got to look at the schedule. Hold on.
Bro, I got you. Let's see here. Oh, they playing the Chiefs next week. Holy shit. They playing on Sunday Night Football, I think it is. They playing the Chiefs. And they got to play the Eagles in like 4 weeks.
I got 2 words for Henry. Good luck. He's going to need it.
Tell that to the Titans defense. Ain't no chance, bro. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, prime time, I'm telling you what, man. Mahomes going to definitely come to play.
Yeah, he's gonna be lacing them up. It's gonna be a tough game for the Titans.
Yeah, I feel bad for them already.
Fuck the Titans. I'm I'm feeling bad for them. I mean, they got Henry, and as long as Henry, I'm just worried about his foot. That's the only thing that's the only thing holding me back. And and it's one thing too. I mean, you're gonna go and get the first seed in the AFC. That's great, but if you can't even make it to the AFC Championship game because Patrick Mahomes is standing in your way or Joe Burrow is standing in your way, then you need to really rethink what you're doing with your organization and see if you can't get some value for Henry. If you saw what Christian McCaffrey went for, get some freaking value for Henry and get yourself a quarterback or build that team up and get a wide receiver, something like that.
I mean, at this point, if they give up Henry, then they're going to have to go into a total rebuild, bro. Like,
I'm just saying, that's all they got, though. That's what I'm saying.
And he's going to be good for at least another 2 years, so.
Is that going to win you a Super Bowl, Henry?
No, definitely not.
That's what I'm saying.
So you think they, at this offseason, they should trade Henry and just restart?
I'd say they get 6 picks for him, whatever. Take the torches, burn the boats, burn the bridges, and start anew. That's what I'm saying. You need Steve McNair and Eddie George back there again in order to make some kind of noise, but they don't have any of that stuff going on right now in Tennessee.
One thing I will say is that this year the draft class is really for QBs is really high. There's a bunch of good QBs coming out in college. So if there was a year for them to restart, rebuild, because they want a quarterback, this is the year. I mean, I don't know how well or how much they believe in Malik Willis. Maybe they think he'll be the quarterback of the future, because I know they did pick him up this year. He's a rookie.
Okay.
So, I mean, maybe they're thinking they're going to turn Malik Willis into something. So,
maybe. I mean, we'll just have to see how that plays out. So we got this. We got the Bills, Packers, 49ers. The Commanders, they beat the Colts. I think the biggest story is they got Mac Jones back in there for the Patriots, and they got Bailey Zappi. He's standing on the sidelines with his helmet on, waiting for Resurrection Day, or I don't know what the fuck he's waiting for over there on the sideline, because apparently he ain't getting back into the game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, Belichick knows football better than me, so I guess there's something in Mac that he likes that I can't see.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to put it like that, then if we're going to compare ourselves to Bill Belichick, then we really don't even need to be having our own podcast, Because the dude is a genius. He's forgotten more about football than we'll know in our next 30 lifetimes.
Yeah, that boy's a football genius. So, I mean, if he thinks that Mac Jones is the way to go, then I believe that's right.
All right. I'll take that. I'll take that answer for sure. It sucks for Zappi. I saw him. He was over there. He had his helmet on the sidelines, and he was ready to play. And it was not happening. There was no way he was coming to that game. Another thing, the Patriots whooped up on the Jets, and it was mainly, I feel, because of a lack of offensive intensity for the Jets on their side. I don't know if you watched that game. I just watched the last 4 or 5 minutes of it because the Eagles game was such a blowout. But what are your thoughts on that, or how do you feel about that game?
Yeah, I saw that Zach Wilson threw 3 picks. I know that. So I know he didn't have the best game, and the Jets are sitting at 5-3, so they're still above the Patriots at the moment. That was a big game. They needed to kind of win that game, so to assert some dominance,
Yeah.
But I mean, Wilson did have 355 yards, 2 TDs, but the 3 picks is what really hurt.
You can't do that. You can't do that at all. That's a no-go.
If you're looking to win the NFL, you can't be throwing new picks.
No. And I was watching the look on Salah's face at the end of that game, and he was just kind of like, yo, we fucked this game up. That's kind of look he had on his face, like, I can't change it now because we lost. But, he was just like, yo, I could have had this shit. It's, fuck. He looked defeated. His team looked defeated. Zach Wilson looked confused at the end of the game. Like, am I really going to come out here and try to come back? It was only a 14-point deficit with like 4 minutes to go, but there was just no poise in the kid for him to come out there and finish that game off. And I saw it in Salah's face. I could feel his pain, only because I know the dude so well from when he coached on the Niners. But yeah, that was brutal to watch.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, man. Salah's one of those coaches, you root for because he just looks like he has so much joy out there when his team's winning,
Yeah. It's always nice to pick up those early wins because you want to get every win you can in the NFL. But if I'm looking at the AFC East right now, I see the Bills at 6-1. I see the Jets and Dolphins tied at 5-3. And I see the Patriots coming in at 4-4. So it's a crapshoot for that second spot. And is the second spot going to be guaranteed a wild card spot? I couldn't tell you that right now.
In the AFC, maybe. I think that team will definitely. I think that division will definitely get two out of there.
Okay.
But if I were to pick the team that's going to be second, I think I would pick Miami, man. Miami had those two losses in a row without Tua.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're cooking again. I think Tua had another 350 yards yesterday. So yeah, man, it's gonna be difficult for anyone other than the Bills to come out of that division right now.
Yeah, so the Dolphins more or less they didn't have a bye week, but they did play the Lions. And I don't know how that scoring went. Okay, they didn't score in the fourth quarter. Miami was down 10 points going into halftime. It was 27-17. They scored 14 in the third quarter, and then that was in the game right there. Let's see. Tua had 29 for 36. Holy shit. 382 with 3 touchdowns. I think that sums it up right there. That's the quarterback play you're talking about. That's kind of just super efficient, high volume, high yards, and high touchdowns.
Fucking Tua, both them Bama boys are killing it. Hurts and Tua right now, so yeah, man.
Hold on a second. Hurts and Tua killing it right now. I want to see these two boys go up against each other because I watched that national championship game where Hurts got pulled at halftime, and I was pissed. Like, how are you going to pull out Hurts? He played for you the whole year and put in some unknown dude named Tua. I can't even pronounce the last name. That hurt me right there, bro. So I want to see these two go at it in the NFL and see who comes out there on top.
I know they're both good friends off the field, so I don't think there's any animosity built up.
Okay.
Either one of them. But yeah, man, they're both playing really good football at the moment, and you're right, I would like to see that matchup as well.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Let's see, who else we got here? So, we didn't talk about the Commanders and the Colts, but that game's really of no significance as far as I see it. Who else we got on the agenda here? The Browns and the Bengals are playing Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I think that should be a good game tonight. It's a divisional matchup, so that's going to be good. Jamar Chase is out. I know that. I know he's going to be out for a couple of weeks, so that's going to be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll make the game a lot closer than compared to if he was playing, So I think that'll be a good game. More of a defensive battle, but Yeah, I don't think it'll be close for sure.
Yeah. I expect Joe Burrow to come through and win that game, mainly because the Browns have been blowing it all year, and Jamar Chase it's a tough loss for the Bengals, and the Ravens came through and won, so they're up in that division right now with a 5-3 record. But if the Bengals win the game, they can tie them up with that 5-3 record, and that's really what they need to do.
I think Jamar Chase will be out like 4 to 6 weeks, so
Yep.
it's gonna be difficult for them to keep going on without him. But hopefully they get a couple wins in, and then by the time he comes back, they can really start asserting their dominance again.
All right, last game, Carolina and Atlanta. Did you hear about that one?
Oh, that was a good game, bro.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
You know, Mariota is doing something very similar to Gino right now, where he's playing better than originally expected. So that's good for him. He's fighting for his NFL's QB1 job or life at the moment, you know. So I'm happy for him. But it's crazy to think that those two teams are at the top. No, I think the Saints are top division, but those two teams are above Tampa Bay at the moment, I believe. The Falcons and the Panthers. Because the Panthers just whooped up on Tampa Bay last week.
I'm going to have to double check on that one. Let me see here. NFC.
The Bucks fucking suck.
The Bucks suck. They 3-5. They're tied up with the Saints. In other words, they're above the Saints because of some weird tiebreaker. The Falcons at 4-4 are leading that NFC South division.
Yeah, bro, they got smacked. They got smacked 21-3, bro, by the Panthers 2 weeks ago.
Yo, I saw that game. That was the worst football game I ever watched in my life.
And Carolina's got a new quarterback.
Is that P.J. Walker? It's the second coming of Cam Newton. It's the second coming of... He looked better than Tom Brady when they played that game.
P.J. Walker told... I don't remember that guy's name anymore. He sucks so much. What was the guy they...
You mean Baker Mayfield?
Baker. He told Baker, hey, it's time for you to get that Colt McCoy training.
Yo, there's a tablet, there's the bench, there's a headset. You can listen, but don't even bother putting any input into the microphone because I don't really give a fuck what you got to say, Baker.
Yeah, I'm not gonna follow anything you say. Hey, man, if I wanted to I would, okay?
If I wanted to be QB2, I'd take your opinion, but just go ahead and listen in on how the big boys do it over here.
Yeah. Have fun. This is number 1 overall pick.
Have fun, Heisman Trophy winner.
Say goodbye to those commercials.
He got him some polish for his Heisman Trophy. He's like, go ahead, bring your trophy to the game and sit on the bench and polish it up, why don't you?
Baker's like, well, I'll always have those Heisman commercials. They'll be able to take that away from me.
Yeah, you know, it's really not a coincidence that he was sitting in that Cleveland Stadium all by himself because really nobody wanted to come watch him play, you know?
Yeah, right? He was there all the time.
Yeah. You think, you know, they didn't mention that it was a game day when he was filming those commercials. Yeah, I mean, Baker, he's settling into his role as number 2. What's that?
Hell out of here. He just wouldn't leave. They're like, Baker, get the hell out of here, man.
Baker, we traded you for the washing machine. Get out of here.
Get out of here. You won't leave, man. This is not your home. Why do you keep telling people this? He's like, no, get the shot, guys, please.
I swear, I can be a better actor. I can be a better quarterback. Just let me stay. Oh, that's what he's telling Carolina right now. The thing is, Carolina fans actually show up to the game, so he can't film his commercials at halftime anymore.
They're 2-0 with PJ Walker, so.
They lost to the Falcons. Only because they missed. They scored a touchdown with like 0 time remaining, and then they had a chance at a 48, and then they got a taunting penalty because they were celebrating like idiots after the touchdown. I mean, how stupid can you be? First of all, and second of all, and how stupid can you be? I mean, so ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that he took his helmet off.
Oh my God!
Shit, let's see. They scored. Yeah, 41-yard field goal in overtime.
Yeah, but
62-yard pass, man. Come on, you already did the tough part.
They tied it up, and then it was an extra point. If they had not have had that whatever celebration penalty, they would have had a regular extra point. Because they had that, they had a 15-yard pushback, and it was a 48-yard extra point attempt. A 48-yard extra point attempt, and the dude missed it. The kicker. I don't know his name. I don't care what his name is, but he missed it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes in the NFL. All right, man. I think we covered all the games from Week 8, and I am super appreciative that you came on the show with me, man, and talked through the games. So thank you very much. And go ahead and just enjoy your day, man.
Yeah, no worries, man. It was my pleasure.
All right, I'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the NFT Quarterback Podcast. A special thanks to our guest, Danny Singh, for coming on the program, always being ready with his football knowledge.